Okay, so if we look at the dimensions of our pieces here, um, press N for November, and you can see here the dimension of the pawn, for example, 0.501 meters. So unless you are playing chess like real life size, this is too huge. Okay, so I made a search, just Google it, and I got more or less an idea. I'm not being precise here. I'm just having an idea. Let's say the height, the pawn, for example, the rook 5.5, pawn 5 centimeters. So I'm going to use this as the base of my calculations. I'm not actually going to calculate anything. I'm just going to resize things. Okay, so I'm going to start actually resizing the image that we use. First of all, let's create. There's one thing here. In Blender, you have to see the units we're working on. So if you come here to your scene properties, and it says here units, and we are working in metrics unit, and then length meters. Okay, so we can change that. I can work in centimeters, for example. Okay, and unit scale 1. So instead of being a meter, will be a 1 centimeter. Also, I want to add a cube. So normally, I was just testing before. You see now it's in centimeters now. What I want to do with this, I want to create a cube which is 5 centimeters. So if that's the size it should be. Okay, let's delete it. Let's create again. Add mesh cube, and then it says 5 centimeters there. Okay, so this is the difference. This is huge, and this I see my students having this problem all the time. Sometimes they create worlds that are just massive or massive pieces, and then you start having a lot of problems. You don't know what the problem is. Normally, dimensions is one of the issues. Okay, so let's just go and resize. Let me just turn off my pieces right now. I'm going to resize my image, and then I will resize the pieces according to the reference image. So let's go to number 1 now. And, oh, do I have another one here? Didn't need it. Okay, so I have there my 5 centimeter one. Let me just do one thing here. Let's see. So if you want to change also the grid, you can come here and say grid scale. So this is 1, so I can put 0.5, for example, and then it's going to be half. Look, you can see there. Okay, so now it's yeah, so it's sticking to the grid. And no, I want that piece now to be kind of that size. So we're going to have to resize this quite a bit. I'm going to press scale and resize. Okay, so Shift S, selection to cursor, zoom in, and keep resizing. I'm going to bring my little cube to here so I can have an idea. Okay, so actually now I'm going to bring it down a little bit. Let me turn off the grid now because I'm doing by hand. There you go. I think this is about right, really. Slightly bigger, but it's fine. Yeah, I'm happy with that size. Okay. Okay, so great. So now we need to resize everything else. Okay. Let's bring the pieces back, and this is the difference. This is absolutely huge. Okay, so we're going to select the pawn first, and yeah, I'm just going to scale. Keep scaling, keep scaling. I could see how much I scale in total, really, but I prefer to use it my reference image so I can get the exact proportions just in case I made a mistake. You see now, because I changed, it's so much smaller now that I can see I'm not on the ground. So this is why my cursor is actually at the origin. So I'm going to go to Shift S, selection to cursor. Now I know because my pivot point is on the bottom of it. So I just press G and come here. And I'm just going to resize a tiny bit more. Okay. Right. So press N. So now it's telling me the dimensions is like 2.91 by 2.95 by 5.1. Yeah. And this is all my scale. So yeah. So once I've done that, I want to apply. Yeah. So object, apply, scale. So now it goes back to my scale here. Same thing I'm going to do with this one now. So I'm going to Shift S, selection to cursor, and I'm just going to resize. Okay, so I have them, all of them resized now, and I need to apply to all of them. So apply scale. Make sure you do that for all of them. So the other thing we need to apply as well are the modifiers. So once I'm happy, save your work. Just save it. I'm gonna save as a 4. I want before I apply all my subdivisions and stuff, I want to keep a copy just in case I want to go in and redo them or change a few things, because once you apply your modifiers, then it's more difficult then for you to go back and try to adjust things. So I'm happy with the pawn here, so I just go and apply. Yeah, so this one, apply. And I think I'm happy with the knight, and then I apply, so on. Some of you might have now difficulties in getting too close to it, and that's because of a clipping plane. So if you come here, press N again, it goes down to view here, and you have here the clip starts is how close you can get to the object before it starts cutting off, and then the end. So let's say I had to put here 0.1 so I can get very close to it, and then if I go back to 1,000 centimeters a meter and then disappear. So if you need more, and then you can add another 0 here. Yeah, so you can see. So this is the clipping plane. And the other thing I did as well, so you might need to do as well, a scale of the grid scale here. I put 0.2 as well. Okay.